let me show you how to approach this. Now, when you think about it, you can let the repayment, the regular repayment, be P, right? But at least if you look at this line here, you run into a problem, okay? Because you think, well, okay, if this is my variable, where do I stick it, right? Do you remember when we simplified out, okay, the value we had for P before, 10,000, okay, it actually mixed in with the other values that we had in the question, okay? So it turns out that this line, even though it's nice and simple, it's not very useful for this kind of question. So I actually have to go back a couple of lines, go back to a form of the question which had P still preserved in it, and then I can put that in as an unknown, okay? So how far do I have to go back? I have to come back to A of n. What did we say? There was the 50,000 at the start, right? Okay, and that had been applied, well, if there's n years, n lots of interest, right? Okay. And then what happened over here? Well, we subtracted, and then we got the series, right? And there was the 10,000 out the front. Now there's the value I'm interested in actually finding, okay? There's the unknown. And then after that, I've got my series, right? What was the series? It was 1.15 to the end, all over that, okay? So there's a form I can actually use. Now, since he wants to repay in 5 years, I want A5 to be equal to 0, right? So therefore, I can actually get some values for n in here I can substitute in. So I can say 0 should be equal to 50 grand by 1.15 to the 5. Okay. Minus, here we go, there's the unknown I'm after. Okay? So a bit of calculator work, right? Once I've rearranged, you want to get P as the subject, so I guess I can move it over and then I can cross multiply it. Right? So once I move it over, it'll be P over here. After I cross multiply, I'll have 50,000, 1.15 to the 5. And this is my cross multiplication step. Okay? Now, who's got a number for me? Is anyone there yet? Okay, so here's one I prepared earlier. It's just under 15 grand, and I think like 78 cents or something. Okay? So this is the amount he has to repay, almost 50% more in order to make back in 5 years. Okay? Now, just to finish, suppose he says, that's ridiculous, that's exorbitant, this is a really bad deal, I do want to pay it off in 5 years, but I can't make that annual repayment. Okay? So the bank, very charitably, says to him, okay, part of the reason this is so bad is because you pay us so seldom. You make us wait a year before you pay us back, right? So actually far more common in these questions, repayments are in monthly installments. For instance, I pay my mortgage off in monthly installments. Okay? So here's the question I want to pose to you, and I'll show you the solution on Monday. Okay? If I keep everything the same in terms of how much is borrowed, what the interest rate is, how quickly he wants to repay it, but adjust it so that it's all monthly instead of annual. Okay? So that means number one, he repays monthly, and number two, they charge interest monthly. Here's my question. How much will he save in total? How much will he save in total? Same money, same interest, same time. All he's changed is how often he repays and how often they calculate interest. How much is he going to save in the long run?